Well, hi, Jeff Shore back with you. We've been talking about sales follow-up and what to do after the customer says no. And I want to talk today about actually making the call and what happens during that call with some very specific steps to help you to make sure that it's the most effective call possible. So the first thing that we're going to do is make sure that before you call, you're clearing your mind. You want to make sure that you are all in, that there are no distractions, that there's nothing going on around you. And what will happen here is if we're not careful, we're thinking, well, it's a phone call, and we take it a little lighter than sometimes we might a face-to-face conversation. No, this person is going to value you with their time. So you want to make sure you are all in, no distractions, and that you have an extremely positive mindset. Now, we had already talked previously about how to prepare for that call, but the last thing you want to do is just stop, pause, take a deep breath, and recognize that this is a very, very important moment. Now, the next thing I would suggest is that you smile before you dial. I'm literally asking you to smile before you start dialing the phone, and I will tell you why. Because if you're face-to-face with somebody, you're picking up on the nonverbal cues. You're reading facial expression, you're reading facial posture, you're reading the nod of the head and whether somebody is leaning in to listen to what you're saying. You miss all of that on the phone. But interestingly enough, you can hear someone smile. We tend to think that we can only see someone smile, but you can hear someone smile. When you smile, it changes the tone of voice. So if you're smiling before you dial, what's happening? You're sending a message to your brain. This is happy, Jeff. This is engaged, Jeff. This is fun, Jeff. This is enjoyable, Jeff. This is the Jeff you're going to want to talk to. Smile before you dial. Now, when that customer answers, you want to identify yourself right away, and you want to get to your point as quickly as you can. Your customer is sometimes a little bit cynical. Sometimes they might be rushed. There's something going on at work, or there's a stress or a trial, or their kids are being in pain, or whatever it is. But you want to identify yourself right away and get to the point of the call. Now listen, if the point is for you, hey, just call to see if you're still interested, it's going to turn somebody off. But the point is for them, let them know right away. I have some information that I think you're going to find very, very interesting. It might even help you in your search. Get to the point. Let them know why you're calling right away. It's a great way to bring them into the conversation and get them engaged right from the start. Now, having done that, share the information or the question or whatever you need to do right away, but let it lead you into the next step. So as you're planning your call, you're thinking about, what do I want to do here? What do I want to see as an outcome of this call? So now as you're sharing, whether you're asking a question or you're sharing some information, you're thinking through, how does this progress? What is the next step? Because you want in your mind that idea of, what if we did this? Or how about if we looked at this as the next step? Or I would propose that we might consider, so whether it's a follow-up visit or another conversation or solving some other problem, whatever it is, how do you extend the sale? It's all we're trying to do in this call here is to try and figure out, how do I build and leverage the relationship in order to keep this sale moving forward? And then finally, if you have the opportunity, ask for the sale again on the call. The customer does not need to be face-to-face with you in order to ask them for the purchase. If you have solved their problem, if you have brought them along, you're going to find that they may be more than willing. And why is that the case? Well, there are times when customers say they want to think about it, and they legitimately do. They've got other competitors that they need to see. There's something that needs to be resolved, but you don't know whether that's been accomplished or not. If it has, then why not ask him again? Because what's standing in their way? So be thinking about asking that closing question. Ask for that sale on the phone call. And either way, we're going to end with a very, very positive thank you. Thank you for honoring them by visiting you in the first place. You want to make sure that you're extending the relationship and they feel very, very good about this. All right, so that's the call itself, and that's going to wrap up our series. I just want to go back and encourage you one more time with the idea that as a sales professional, you're always looking for ways to stand out. Why? Because that's what your customer wants. The customer wants to know how much you care, and you prove your care with your attention. So I want to encourage you to look at it and say, if you're looking for a way to stand apart, and if you're looking for a way to truly serve your customer, follow-up is it. You are never a complete salesperson until you've got this part of your presentation down and solid. So it's time to get to work to be the best that you can be at serving your customers. And then you can change their world.